Today, I'm doing a review on one of the worst cartoons and most controversial cartoons of all times. This cartoon I'm going to be talking about something more worse than bad media like Teen Titans Go, Velma, King Star King, Disaster Movie. It's none other than the Nutshack. Oh boy, and why it's more like the Trashack or the Dumpster Fire Shack. The main problem with this horrible show, the title itself is just misleading. While it's technically not misleading in how nutty the characters truly are, so the title itself had nothing to do with the show's premise itself. In an episode Bomb China, yet another misleading episode title. China was never bombed, and instead it was about George W. Bush turning everyone into white people. Phil Matabag is by far the worst main protagonist in cartoon history. He's annoying and a mature character who often always acts like a huge jerk to everyone, including Jack, his cousin, and doesn't care about breaking the law. Much like Robin from Teen Titans Go and Jean Meh from the Emoji Movie, and Little Brown Bear, Phil Matabag has no character development whatsoever. It's the point he's completely irredeemable, and we still hated him to this very day. The voice acting from everyone is just abysmal, unfunny and unbearable to get through. Phil sounds like he just has constant cold for no reasons, making it harder for what on earth is he saying. Jack sounds more like a poor impression of Patrick Star with a Filipino accent. The half-cyborg Tarsier, Hornet has high-pitched voice that makes him sound like a rejected chipmunk. Manu has a thick Hawaiian accent combined with shrill, high-pitched voice that makes him sound like hard to understand what on earth is he saying. Most of the characters have exaggerated accents to poke fun at their ethnicities, making it downright mean-spirited and incredibly racist, and made the entire show itself less funny and unwatchable. The character designs are incredibly terrible and range from mediocre to downright garbage and trash and horrendous. They look like they have been flattened by steamroller, especially that terrible intro. Phil Matabag is the notable prime example of terrible character design. The writing in this show is incredibly lazy and downright trash. Instead of trying to improve the show with good writing and character development, the show always over-relies on dirty jokes and too much insults, which ends up going way too far. Speaking of the characters themselves, all of them are terrible, unlikable and poorly written. They are very unpleasant people in this show. Much like Teen Titans from Teen Titans Go, they all lack any character development and continue to be incredibly unlikable, making the show still unwatchable to get through. The entire show itself over-relies on too much racist stereotypes in a way that can cause so much discomfort. Like, is this show trying to be funny? Well, the answer is absolutely no, because it failed at trying to be funny. It is offensive towards Filipinos despite this dumpster fire being an Filipino-American show and the creators are Filipinos themselves. Sanji is just a generic Apu from The Simpsons reject, except without any charm whatsoever. He makes a bunch of disgusting controversial jokes. Aside from the racial stereotypes, this dumpster fire portrays the LGBTQ+ community as sexual deviants to the point it's tasteless and it's downright disrespectful. This is why the Nutshack is still horrible and controversial show. The humor itself, if you can call it humor, is not funny at all. It's full of shock humor. Each episode is filled with terrible jokes ranging from toilet humor to jokes about drugs, homosexuality, racism, and plenty of problematic stuff this show had. Another reasons why this show is unbearable is this theme song. Like, it's the most annoying and uncreative songs ever made, and it's even just as horrible as all songs from Justin Bieber. Most of the theme song is nothing more than it's the Nutshack, and to make things much annoying, it was repeated not 1 or 2, not even 3, 16 or 20 times. Wow, just wow, this is by far the worst theme song ever. To make things worse and very unbearable, the full version repeats the phrase 28 times. Wow, just wow, it makes it very annoying to listen through. Another main problem with this horrible dumpster fire is the horrendous animation that looks incredibly horrible for 2007 standards. It doesn't look like this kind of animation would air on TV, and instead it looks more like a poorly animated flash animation that you would find on Newgrounds. When the show got season 2, it seemed to try to improve the animation a bit. Sadly, it wasn't enough to improve it, as it still looks terrible. Most of the scenes makes no sense at all and very inconsistent, even by animated sitcom standards, and it was trying to be funny but it wasn't funny at all. It was trying to be Family Guy or South Park by having so much unnecessary pop cultures at random moments. Family Guy did pop culture references in a good way during 1999 to 2009 era until Family Guy went downhill since 2010. Even South Park did a very good job at making fun of pop culture by making them funny in satirical way. Due to all of the negative reviews and the amounts of hate the Nutshack got, for no reasons it got season 2, but at least it didn't last long because Battle of the Bay episode ended the series in a decent way, and I'm very glad it was cancelled in 2011, only 16 episodes at least. Due to overall lower ratings and massive hate the show itself got, I'm very glad this dumpster fire won't be coming back for another season and a reboot at any time. I will give the characters a 0 out of 10 rating. I will give the theme song a 0.1 out of 10 rating. I will give the story and writing a 0 out of 10 rating. I will give the humor a 0 out of 10 rating. I will give the animation a 1 out of 10 rating. I will give overall a 0.7 out of 10 rating. The Nutshack is by far the most unfunniest racist show, and it's still the worst shows ever. Everything about the Nutshack is absolutely terrible, including the characters, humor, the animation and character designs, and literally everything, and even the intro itself because of the characters looked like they were steamrolled or something. This show gets 0.7 out of 10 because this show is not recommended. If you want to find better shows, I would recommend Inside Job, Rick and Morty and Smiling Friends, because they are way better shows than the Nutshack.